All right, so here's day 2. Okay, so how much did you guys really enjoy long division?
It was easy.
I enjoyed it.
Okay, why'd you enjoy it, Nick? Because it's easy, Nick, or not Nick, but Carlos, you thought it was easy? The whole thing? Everybody else? Okay, so you guys, I might not impress you too much because I was going to tell you there's a better way to do it. I mean, you guys seem to like it. So, long division is okay, but most students will say, I don't like it. So then I say, well, why don't you do the other division? What's the other division? Synthetic division. Because it's easier and it's quicker. Most students will say, I like this better than long division. So, let's read about it. It's really quick. It says, synthetic division simplifies long division process for dividing by a linear expression x minus a. Now, here's what they said. This synthetic will replace long. As long as you divide by what? As long as you divide by a what? A linear expression, which is x minus a. Or better yet, let me write it like this. X minus 2 or x plus 2. That is a linear expression. Why is that linear? Because what? It's what? The exponent above x is 1 and 1. If you get divide by x plus 2 or x minus 2 or x plus 5, you're good to go. You can go synthetic. When can't you? When you're dividing by x squared plus 3. Why not? Why doesn't this work?
Because that's quadratic.
Because that's quadratic. You're dividing by a quadratic. Quadratics don't work with synthetic. So synthetic only works when you're dividing by x to the first. Okay? Simple? Okay. Now, keep reading. It says, to use synthetic division, write the coefficients, including the zero coefficients, of the polynomial that's already in what form? Standard form. And I kind of read it slow because I'm coming back to this after I do this problem. And then I'll read it to you again and you'll go, oh, I get it now. Omit. It says omit all your what? Variables. Throw them out. Exponents. Throw them out. That's what they mean by omit. Okay. For the divisor, though, reverse the sign. Use what? See how it says x minus a? They want you to divide by what? A. So here's x minus 2. What would I divide by?
2.
2. Here's x plus 2. What would I divide by?
Minus 2.
Negative 2. Okay. Now, you don't know anything about synthetic. I read that to you. You know nothing about synthetic. Let's do one, and let's go read that again, and you'll go, this now makes sense. All right. Here we go. Use synthetic division to divide blah, blah, blah by x plus 2. What is the quotient? Remember, the quotient is really just what? The answer on top? Okay, and then the remainder is? I'll just write this. What's left on what? On the bottom? Okay, so that's what they want. They want the remainder and the quotient. Okay, well, synthetic division is the division symbol upside down. So you'll take the division symbol and write it like this now. Okay. You can actually write something now. Okay, some of you are just staring. Okay. On the outside is what you're dividing by. I told you the x's are going to go away, didn't I? So what are we dividing by? X plus 2, but no, we're not. We're going to divide by negative 2. They did say use the opposite. Okay. In a way, guys, would you guys agree with this? That really, if you're dividing by x plus 2, what you put out here is really the 0. What's the 0 in this?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. That's what you put out there. Okay? All right, next, put the coefficients on top and throw out all the variables and the exponents. So the first, I should have asked you. Is this in standard form?
Yes.
Yes. If it's in standard form, just grab all the coefficients and put them on the top. What's the coefficient in front of x cubed? 1. That goes here. x squared, negative 14. X, 51. And then the constant, 54. Okay, now that's the setup. How do you do it? Well, the first thing you do is you take your first coefficient 1 and you just slide on down and put it on the bottom. Okay, once you do that, then there's two things you have to do. First you multiply, then you add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add until you're done. Here's how you multiply. Diagonally, you multiply. What's this times this? That goes under the negative 14. When you go down, you add. Multiply diagonally, add vertically. Negative 16. What do you do here now?
32 times a
Negative 2 times, oh, that's a negative, sorry.
32.
32. Vertically, you add down. What do you get? 83, yep. Okay. Diagonally, you multiply. 166 negative. Vertically, you add down. What do you get?
110.
212.
210.
Negative 220.
220.
We got a lot of numbers coming out of your mouths, but if you can't do that quick in your head, I'd probably punch you in. Okay? Negative 220. Now I put it in a box, and I put it in a box for a reason because the last number is always your. Now remember, we're dividing here. What do you think the last number is?
Answer.
Remain.
You think it's your answer, or do you think it's your remainder? The last number is your remainder. So if you would have done long division, your remainder is negative 220. So I guess the question said, what's the remainder? The remainder is negative 220. What's the quotient? I got to come down here. Well, the quotient is right in front of you, except it doesn't have any x's in it. You see this number right here? That number is called your constant. 83 is your constant. This is the coefficient in front of what term? X. This is the coefficient in front of x squared. If there was another number, x cubed, another number, x to the fourth, x to the fifth, x to the sixth. So when you write your answer, your quotient, you say 83 is the constant, x term, x squared. It's 1 what?
X squared.
1x squared minus 16 what? X plus what? 83. So when you would have, if you would have done long division, you would have got that plus what? Plus negative 220 divided by, what were we dividing by? X plus 2. So there's your answer you actually got. Now the two questions were, what's the quotient? The quotient's right there. And then what's the remainder? Negative 220. Now you did this yesterday, but you did it long division. You did what you divided, and then you multiplied, and then you subtracted, and then you divide, multiply, subtract, divide, multiply, subtract. That's a lot of work. This is quicker. It just is. What do you think? It's all right?
Like,
You know what's nice?
better.
If you guys are good at multiplying in your head and adding down, multiplying in your head, add down, this is quick. Okay, so now get this one set up. Get it set up, and then let's do it. Now, be careful. There's a problem with this one.
Are you putting it all over x plus 2? Or
Yes, I am.
seeing what-
No, just the remainder.
Just negative 220.
Read the directions up top. It's set. Jay, not Jay. Isaac. Do you remember when you did something like this?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 goes into 13 4 times. That's the answer, with a remainder of what? 1. So you write 4 and 1/3. This is the remainder. You always put the remainder over the divisor.
Alright.
Okay? Okay, guys, I got a little too much on here, so I'm gonna go down a little further. If you're dividing by x minus 7, what's the number you're putting out here? 7. Think of it as your 0. Your 0 goes up in front. Now, put the numbers, put the coefficients inside. Ready? This is what? 1, so it's 1.
1, 0.
Oh, Brittany says 0. How come?
There's 0 x squared.
Because you're missing an x squared term, and if you read the directions again, it says including the 0 coefficients up there. All right, then what?
Plus 57.
57 then, 56. Good? All right. See if you can get it before I get it. Remember to multiply diagonally and to add vertically. Seven times 106. 742. Add down. 7 what?
798.
The number inside is known as the remainder. Okay, so you got a remainder of 798 and a quotient, which is basically your answer to division. Your answer is right here. What are you going to write?
X squared.
I like this week.
1x squared.
Plus 7.
And that's the answer, but there was a remainder on the long division process. Bring it up and it'd be what?
798 over.
It was x minus 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes?
Yeah.
Nick, you don't like it, huh?
No, I like long division
I don't
better.
either.
Where's the 1x squared?
So much easier.
I think it's
This
I
is
think it's
Britt.
sweet.
This
Yeah.
is way
This is so nice.
Everything
Hey,
figured
I'll
out.
be honest with you guys. If you take pre-calc next year, you will do division with polynomials, and most of you will do this method. You'll see. Oh, I got to divide by x plus 7. Oh, I'll just do synthetic -7, and I'll just do it. And I'll get these numbers, and
I
I'll
didn't
stick
feel
it
like
down.
that other way was long at all.
Could you do one more?
Really?
Yeah, like long division, it like
It was
like
hard.
doing the problems like they didn't take that long.
Okay. Then here's the good thing, Carlos. It doesn't matter to you. Okay. That's the
All
good
about
thing.
who you know.
Okay. Say again, Ty.
I said, no, never mind, I'm fine.
Yeah, say that.
I was gonna say, could you do one more?
Let me see what the next problem is. Oh, you know what? We're gonna do it here, and we're gonna do it here again. So you'll get your practice. Okay. All right. All right. Now this second page of your notes is talking about what theorem? The remainder theorem. It says here, a quick way of finding the remainder of a polynomial long division problem. If you want to know the remainder in long division, here's what they tell you. Okay, this is the theorem, remainder theorem. If you divide a polynomial of degree n by x minus a, if you divide by x minus a, can I write it like this? If I divide by, I don't want x minus a. I want to say x minus, give me something. 2. Okay, so I'm just trying to show you with numbers. If you take a polynomial and divide by x minus a, then the remainder, if you want to know the remainder, all it is take the polynomial p and evaluate it at what? A. So if you want to know what the remainder is, the remainder is equal to Your polynomial evaluated at what? Is it negative 2?
Wasn't that what we
X
said?
minus a. If you divide by x minus a, then the remainder will be p of a. It's the opposite. So yours will be what? 2. Okay? So here's the deal. If you divide by x minus 2, if you divide a polynomial by x minus 2, if you just take the 0 out of this, take the 0 out of this and stick it right here. So 2 would be the 0, right? So if you put 2 into your polynomial and you get 0, that's your remainder. If you get 10, that's your remainder. So whatever you get becomes your
Isn't
remainder.
that the quick way you showed us yesterday?
Well, it might be. Yes, it is. It's that factor theorem.
Yeah.
Yep. And see, yesterday I said if the remainder is 0, then what you put in is a factor.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're right, it really is. Just another way of saying it. Okay, so here's what they're getting after. Example 3. Evaluate the polynomial right here. Take this polynomial and then evaluate p of 3. What's the value of your polynomial when x is 3? I want you to do it 2 ways. 1, directly do it. 2, synthetic. Okay, so we're going to do direct. Direct is direct. It just says if you want to know the answer, put it in, put it in, put it in. Work it out. This is what you did in 9th grade. Given your function p, when x is 3, what's your y value? What are you going to do?
Parentheses 3.
3 to the 5th minus 2 times 3 to the 3rd,
Yep.
minus
3 squared.
plus 2. Yes?
I got 182.
You already got it? 182? Carlos, before I put 182, I'm going to just ask a couple questions. 3 to the 5th is 243? 243. I know 3 squared is 9, 3 to the 3rd is 27 times negative 2 is negative 54 minus 9 plus 2. Right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to show you few more steps. Instead of just writing 182. This minus this plus this is 182. So what am I trying to tell you? Your function p, if you let x be 3, what's the y value?
182.
Yeah, you know what you found? You found a point. You found a point on your graph. Okay. So when you want to evaluate a polynomial at 3, you can directly substitute it in and get your answer. Or you can use synthetic substitution. Now wait a minute. Look over here. Come back up here. Okay. So if I know, hang on here. If you know that 182 is the solution when you plug in 3, then if you come here, if I plug in 2, if I plug 2 in, I get the remainder. So what is that down there? I don't know if I said that right to you. If you plug in 2 and you get out an answer, that's the remainder, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So what I plugged in was what? 3. So what's 182, guys?
The remainder.
It is. Oh, I can't get this phone going away. That's the remainder. You're staring at the remainder. Now, synthetically, if you want to do synthetic substitution, okay, when you plugged in a number, you got out the remainder. But where did this come from? This came from dividing by x minus 2. So if you use synthetic substitution, what number goes here?
30.
Well, I guess don't look at the 2 because it was a 3.
Oh, there's 3.
So it is 3, right? Because you plug in 3, you get your remainder. Your remainder is 182. Okay? Well, you plugged in 3 because you were dividing by x minus 3. Okay? So this is the other way you can do this, and that is synthetic substitution. put your numbers, put your coefficients in here. And let's see if your remainder comes out 182. What are your numbers here?
1,
1,
0,
negative,
-2,
-2,
-1,
-1,
2,
nope,
or 0, 2.
0, 2. So Ty, this is your practice that you wanted, so that's why I said it's gonna happen anyways. So basically, guys, if you want to evaluate your function at 3, you can directly put it in or you can synthetically put it in. It works either way. So this remainder is really going to be this number anyways. So you'll get what here when you come down?
1,
1. Multiply.
3,
When you come down, multiply.
9,
Add.
7,
7. Multiply.
20. 20.
Add down. 20. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I lost a little space here. 3 times 20.
60.
60. Add down.
60.
60. 3 times 60.
180,
180. Add down.
182.
So look, the remainder is exactly the same as the answer I got when I plugged in 3 directly. So what am I trying to say to you? You can do it either way. Directly put it in, get 182, or synthetically, the remainder is the value of your function at 3. If I don't have a calculator, on me, do you know which one's easier? Synthetic is so much easier. I can prove it to you on this next problem. If I said right now, guys, do this next problem without your calculator, you would know why synthetic is so much easier. Okay? So if I say evaluate the function p when x is what? -4, you'd have to directly do it like this, or synthetically do it like this. You should get the same answer. Now, direct substitution. Without a calculator, you're in trouble. I'll show you why. -4 to the what? 5th power. Right there, doesn't that say you're in trouble? Hey, I don't think many of us can sit here and do that. Some of us probably could. 3 times -4 to the 4th minus 28 times -4 what? Cubed plus 5 times -4 plus 20. Hey, let's just see. I know a lot of you would mess this up if I said don't use your calculator. Just use your calculator. Tell me what this is.
0,
What?
0,
0. P, the value of my function when x is -4 is what?
I'm not doing
You got 0? Who got 0 other than Carlos? Ty got it, I think.
I didn't do it.
You got 0? Okay, good. You know what?
0.
Can you guys tell me something that you've learned? Look. Your function, p of x, when x is -4, creates what number?
0,
0. If -4 gives us 0, what else do we know?
we have no, it's like a perfect thing. There's a factor for it.
What?
There's no.
There's no remainder, exactly.
Oh,
Give me some
factor.
more.
There's a factor for it.
There's a factor. What's the factor? What's the factor that we know for sure is in that polynomial?
X minus 4.
Is it x minus 4? Is that the factor? If -4 creates a 0, where did this come from? This factor? No. That factor. So now, here's what you should know. When I know I get 0, I just found a 0 in my function, which creates a factor of my function. Okay, synthetically, you guys were supposed to be doing this going, oh my gosh, this is so much easier. You're supposed to be realizing that. What are the coefficients? 1, I see that, then what?
-3.
-3, then what? Then what?
Zero.
Then what?
5.
I heard zero again.
0.
Yep. No. Not another zero.
No.
Okay, X, 4, 3, 2,
Plus 5.
5,
20.
You happy, bud?
20.
Because there's like, you see how it goes 5, 4, 3,
Okay.
goes to 1.
Okay, you see that number I put there? How did I know it should be zero? Because I directly put it in and got zero, I should get zero. I should. Here I go. I go like this. Bring down the 1, 1, multiply. Okay, if I get your help, you will realize this is easy. Give me your help. -4 when you multiply, add down.
So you get a
Whoa. Multiply.
28.
Look at this.
0.
This times this.
0.
This plus this.
0.
This times this.
0.
0.
This plus 0.
5.
0.
5. This times this.
0.
Negative 20.
And this plus this.
0.
0.
Oh, look at that. I did that in no time. Compared to this, first I had to write it out, then I had to type it in, and when I typed it in, it took a while. I mean, it just takes a while. This is quick. Now, I gotta ask you a question. Since plugging -4 in results in what for an answer? Results in a zero, a zero remainder.
He said he just kept his mouth shut then.
Tells me, Carlos,
Sorry.
please don't talk. What does it tell me?
That there's zero
There's a
remaining.
There's a
That
fact.
there's, okay, so it goes
Even. Goes in even.
in there evenly. Good.
There's
Which means?
There's 2 facts. There's
2 factors.
Okay, which tells me what's a factor?
X plus 4.
X plus 4 and something else is R factors, I should say. R factors.
I don't know the second one.
Yeah, you do.
X minus?
You know it.
I'm just thinking because of that negative.
Okay, wait. Oh, look. Since you got a 0, then you would know -4 is a 0, which means X plus 4 is a factor. But guys, what do you think these are?
Those are
Those are the
zeros.
constants.
So
These are the coefficients of the other factor. This is the constant, x term, x squared term, x cubed, x to the 4th. What's the other factor?
So 1 to the 4.
X, yeah, x.
X to the 4th.
minus
Minus 7.
7x.
X to the 3rd. And then
Plus
plus
0.
5.
No,
May I go to the bathroom real quick?
hang on, plus 5. Now, do you realize since this had a remainder of 0, that these two factors, if you multiply them, if you multiply these two factors, you get the polynomial you were dividing into in the first place.
Yep.
So this stuff is all super important as you move through chapter 5. The connections have to be made in order for you to be successful. Okay? All right, I have 12 minutes on the clock. I need to collect stuff. Look at this stuff up here. This is good stuff. This is late, but it's good stuff. Here's the deal.
I have to turn it
I handed down my stuff.
Other than that, that's it.
Just quit talking. What I'm gonna do,
Isaac, be quiet.
Just
I
quit
have to go to the
talking.
bathroom.
Quit talking.
what I'm gonna do is send you to work. Now you have groups of 3 or 2, and one of you 3 should have a book. Okay. If you don't start bringing your book, guys, I'm gonna just have homework quizzes right out of the book. You get a 0. Start bringing your book so you can work.
It's too
Now
much.
work with the partner next to you that has the book.
You should do that.
Get going. Now, I need this. I'm going to sit at my desk and say your name. When I say your name, there are 4 assignments in chapter 5. I will say Brock, and I'll say, Brock, you're good, you don't owe me anything. Cedric, you owe me this. Something like that. Just listen for your name, and if I say it, write this stuff down. You owe me this stuff. Okay? Quarter 2 will end in about 8-9 days. We got what, 4 days left before break, and 5 days when you come back. That's not much. You don't like your grade, you better do something about it. Number one, give me some weight.
I like
Alright, good work.
Are we doing day two
Oh, Mr. Page, I have a question.
Are we doing day two assignment?
You're doing day two, yeah, you're on, you're actually looking in your calendar at what day?
18.
The 18th, yeah.
Up there, why didn't you put, below 28 plus 20?
Can I get a drink, Mr. Payne?
In the parentheses, you didn't put that one.
Yeah, no, the dehydration time now.
Oh,
Dang it.
Right there.
okay, wait a minute, when I wrote down the factors, you mean? Those two factors? Okay, so you know this is a zero, because it creates a zero. Okay, which means this came from what factor? If this is a zero, it came from what? That. Okay, so now you also know, this is division, synthetic is division. So you're dividing by x plus 4. So when you divide it by x plus 4, you're gonna remain at 0, you see what's left, that's the answer. So, yeah, so this is constant, that's 1 x squared term.
I read it out of the book.
So 1x to the 4th minus
150.
Would you read?
no x squared, no x, just 5. So these are the two
Oh.
factors I know right now, for sure, go into this. You know, factor, this times this must be this.
Yeah.
That is really not what I'm trying to teach you right now, I'm just trying to teach
You
you
get this in
that
there.
if you want to evaluate that before, you can do it this way, or you can do it this way. Okay? All this extra time is just mixing extra stuff. Do you understand what an x is zero? That's a fact. And since you divide it, this is your answer. So your
Then we
divisor
have to do some.
times your answer should give you your dividend.
So you think I'm meaning this separate?
Are you okay?
You do.
Now, I didn't do it up here, but if, because it wasn't zero, that's what I did.
Can I get a drink really quick?
Well, wait till he gets back.
Alright.
And actually, could you just get something done?
Yeah.
Where's your book?
I'm so confused on that last part.
Mr. Bailey.
The last part, like, how do you get your answer?
This is your answer, right here. That's your answer.
No, like, before.
Huh?
Like on the last page?
Negative x. What do you?
Oh, go back to page?
Yeah. How do you get your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, when you're asked to divide, like this. If you're being asked, what is the quotient? They're saying, go ahead and divide it. Tell me the answer. What's the remainder? Well, you do synthetic. So Nick, when you did synthetic here, you came up with this remainder. But that number is called the constant number. That's the coefficient in front of x. That's the coefficient in front of x squared. So the quotient, the answer to your long division problem would have been yesterday, this plus this, coming from 17106, plus the remainder of this.
Alright.
So this is yesterday's answer, but you kind of just took it from the numbers.
Alright.
Yes or no? You
Yeah,
get,
get it now.
okay, I hope. All right.
Wait, are we doing this as a group?